Well, good afternoon. My name is Phil from Phil's Camping Reviews. I may look a little different. I had a crew cut, so it dropped my ears a bit, so to speak. My ears feel cold now. They used to be kept warm, but now they're cold. So I went to the market. Excuse me. I went to the market, local markets here. There's a lady there that, hi, how you going, Nikki? At the local markets here, just down the road, every Sunday morning, the major market that we have here in Bundy. There's a lady there that cuts hair for $10. How's that for value of money? You know me, I like value for money. So 10 buckaroos, 10 Australian dollars for a haircut. Doesn't matter if you got the humongous biggest hairdo or little hair like I do, male or female, kids, fixed price, $10. So, yep, it certainly is unheard of. So I've been going to her for, years. Years, she goes. She's there every weekend, except for around about the Christmas period. After Christmas, she takes a break. So you might see in the title of this video, I'm going to do a bit of an unboxing of this mod that I've been talking about. I mentioned in the past, for those who are following this build, that, God, this shirt makes me look like I've got a huge belly. Hang on. There we go, it's better. So I mentioned this mod, and the fuel tank on there now is a temporary fix. So I think I'm going to leave it there for now, because I think it'll be an advantage, because I'm going to put one of those quick release fittings on there. So if I'm going somewhere remote, it'd be nice to have the 2 jerry cans full. So 40 litres of diesel in there, and then plus the additional 7 litres in the tank, the standard tank that came with this AU Focus 5 kilowatt unit. And by the way, I'll talk about it soon, guys. Pretty much have completed the build. There's only one little hole left to drill, just so I can route the LCD screen. I didn't have a large enough drill bit, so I've left that till next time I go to Bunnings or whatever. And I might check my hole saw kit, might have something there that might be able to use to drill that hole. But I'm just taking a bit of a break today, a bit exhausted, guys. So just taking a break. So I just spent the morning with the family. I went to the sister's place and we went uptown. My mum came with me and we had a nice big hamburger. So I'm full, absolutely full right now. So I mentioned about this mod, where I can mod a jerry can, the 20 litre diesel jerry can, you know those yellow ones, the plastic ones, or a metal one. I like to prefer to use the yellow ones. I can mod that to use that as the fuel can for the diesel heater. So it rocked up in the post this morning while I was away. So they left it out the front. So we're going to do a bit of an unboxing. All I've done, I haven't opened it, I haven't looked at it yet. All I've done is just cut the tape. And so, I'll grab it now. And then after this, I'll give you a bit of a look at this, explain a bit of this. I've been doing some tests, and I'm sure a lot of you folks will be keen to know how it's going. And yeah, we'll talk about that after this, but I am going to film a proper edited video on these parts, and I'm still yet to complete editing the part 3 of the videos. So I've just been too busy, guys, to go into the computer room to edit. Hence why I thought, I know some of you are probably pretty keen. So So this mod, I got it from a place down in Tasmania called Diesel Heat. Diesel Heat. Hey, how you going out there touring? Okay, Diesel Heat is one word. Now they also sell diesel heaters. They are a bit more expensive, a fair bit more expensive than the AU Focus one that I'm using. So I don't know what difference there is really. I mean, these diesel heaters are pretty simple really. As far as I know, the biggest difference between the most expensive ones and the cheaper ones, not a lot. I don't know if there's much of a difference. Obviously, the more you pay, the better accessories you get, but I'm finding it seems to be the more you pay, the less accessories you get. So then, I mean, looking around, you could spend as much as over $1,500 to $2,000 for a diesel heater, and it doesn't even come with the accessories. You got to buy the fuel tank, you got to buy the lines, you got to buy the pump, you got to buy very, very expensive, very expensive. So I don't think you need to go out there and spend a lot of money. Okay, so, wow, very nice. Big box. Hang on. Let me take this. It's got my address on here. They got the receipt here. Okay. Again, what I love about this, weighs 1.5 kilos. You're probably wondering, why does it weigh 1.5 kilos? And why is this mod for the jerry can in such humongous big box? Shit, I've got another bit of paper here with my address on it. Why is there such a huge box for a mod? Because it came with the jerry can. Oh, there's a fuel filter down here. Oh man, that is so tiny. Alright, check this out. Guys, if this is a fuel filter you're supplying with your diesel heaters, wow. Is that honestly really a fuel filter? Oh no, that's a quick disconnect. Ah, this is a quick disconnect. This is what I was talking about before. Okay. Let's go a little bit closer so you can see me. Which side is the friggin' lens on here? Is that going to focus on that? Yeah. This is the quick disconnect. What else? Cover me face. That's what you call the quick disconnect. You see on this end here, the hose goes over the top and clamp that on. And this is a quick disconnect fitting. So, I wish I'd known at the time. I would have ordered another one of these. I'm going to order it and it would have arrived in time. So I'm going to order another one and fit this onto the 7 litre container. So I can still use it. I'll still have 7 litres in there. So I can change, I can swap from to another. I think that'll be awesome. So that's a quick disconnect. Now you can buy these, you can get them in a plastic or metal. Now if you've got your fuel tank located inside like say in a caravan, it's located in the front boot of the caravan with a closed door, as some of you mount them there. The plastic one is all you'll need. But if you're going to mount it on the outside like I am, because of our high UV here, The plastic ones are not going to last long. They will deteriorate very quickly. So you have to buy the metal one. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of a niggly throat today. Itchy throat. I think it's a bit of hay fever, guys. It's very windy. I suffer from hay fever and it gives me bloodshot, watery eyes sometimes, a bit of a snipple and tickly throat that makes me cough. Okay, now I didn't realise at the time when I ordered this, it should have took me time to look around on the website, that you can actually buy these parts and then mod it yourself and fit it onto your own jerry cans. Because I've recently, since I purchased this camper trailer, I went and purchased 2 of these U-Butte, real good quality jerry cans, the same brand as what you see here. So I'll give you a closer look at this shortly. So exactly the same as what you see here. But I got them at Anaconda store down in Harvey Bay. We don't have an Anaconda store here as yet, but I believe by the end of the year we will. So they are in the process of building an Anaconda store. And I'll tell you what, if it's anything to go by that Harvey Bay one, oh, it's going to be amazing. I tell you, Anaconda, probably one of my favourite camping stores. I know a lot of you folks out there don't like it. Price too high, but I totally disagree. Well, number one, why I like it is because they have good quality gear in there. Okay, good name, you know, good name brands. But the trick is you've got to become a member. Become a member of Anaconda, and there are so many member sales. So many member sales. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome. But surprisingly, you know, I've been to Anaconda in some of the biggest cities around Australia, right? And surprisingly, well, some of the biggest cities, let's name it, probably more like Brisbane, Gold Coast, maybe Sydney. I don't know if I've been in one in Sydney. I don't think I have. But, you know, I thought those stores are pretty big. But I tell you what, guys, that Anaconda store in Harvey Bay, it freaking blows me away. Guys, they sell camper trailers in there. There's camper trailers similar to mine, not the same brand, similar to mine, and fully set up on display, and there's still shitloads of room in there. Unbelievable. Hello, Pablo, is it? That's a cool name. I like that. So, yeah, it just blew me away how big this Anaconda store is in Harvey Bay. You know, and Harvey Bay is not, I mean, it's a booming town. I mean, beautiful place. For a start, one of my best mates now lives there. You know who you are, you're watching. And also, it's gateway to the not the Great Barrier Reef. Where I live is a great gateway to the Great Barrier Reef. A little bit further north. It's a gateway to the largest sand island in the world. But not only is it just a sand island, it's World Heritage listed. Good old Fraser Island, or Gari, as known by some. To me, it's Fraser Island. Always has been, always will be. So, yeah. But I'm not here to debate about that. We all have our preference. We all have our reasons, what we call something and so on. And it's a free country. So, I'm going to call it Fraser Island. But yeah, I do acknowledge, yes, Gari. Yep, I do acknowledge now it is called Gari. And might come a day, one day, well, we will start calling it Gari. But if I start talking Gari to a lot of my mates, some overseas, family overseas, they got no idea what I'm talking about. So I just thought Fraser Island. Man, I shouldn't be even saying this. There's probably going to be people out there that's going to absolutely flame me now for calling the place Fraser Island. Honestly, I don't know why I get myself in positions like this sometimes, but yeah, there's probably going to be people out there that's going to absolutely blast me with messages now. So, if they do, I'm going to delete this video. Now, let's talk about this. So I didn't realise at the time you can actually buy the kit yourself, but when you buy the kit, you've got to do all the connections yourself and so on. And plus, honestly guys, I don't mind having an extra jerry can of diesel. I could probably find somewhere to mount the third one. So I'm going somewhere remote. I could have an extra 60 litres to 67 on top of, who cares? Yeah, exactly, who cares what it's called, eh? I mean, it's truth, guys, Australia's a free country. I mean, surely we can call something what we like. Instead of having someone, oh, don't, Phil, shut up, when I'm live. Absolutely shut me big mouth. Okay, so, let's have a look at this. Okay, I think, hello Tim, how you going? I think, is Lukey around? Oh no, he's probably out at, he's travelling probably today. I think this is the breather. Alright, that'll be the breather. And this would be the fuel outlet. And you've got this quick disconnect fitting that, look at that. Hey, press the button. There's a button on the top. Press that, it releases. Look. Huh? 3 for luck. Have I done it too many times? Oh, there it is. There we go. See? I can change from one tank to another. So, excuse me. Let's open her up. Oh, we got a long thingy. Wow, how big are you? Hello, long thingy. I imagine it's got a little hole in the end. Can you see? Is it going to focus? Look at that, little hole. Pick up the diesel. I believe when you get these, so you can buy this kit on your own, but you get a length of this that you believe you have to cut to suit the length of this. So if you buy it with the jerry can, they mount all this up for you. And you also got to modify the lid as well. So you got to cut a hole in the lid. Again, lots more stuff and about. You probably spend the money extra. Probably the money you spend to find the correct size hole bit to cut that, you'd probably be able to go and buy the jerry can itself. So guys, you might as well just, and I think the postage was free, was it? Hang on, I can't recall. No, it might have been 25 bucks, or was that something else? I can't remember, guys. You just need to go on the website and see if there's any charge for postage or not. I can't remember now. Honestly, I ordered this over a week ago, probably a week and a half ago, so it took a while to get here from Tassie, but I do live a far way from Tassie. So there's the intake, and the beauty is they've already got these connections. These are not easy to press in. So interesting, they're just using these squeeze tips. The squeeze on these. I probably would have liked the screw-on ones that supplied with the AU focus. This here, you probably put some double-sided tape on here, which I do have somewhere, and I'll be able to just have this sit aside somewhere, so that's your air. So if you don't have something that replaces, you need something that replaces the. Now let me see roughly what length have they got this at. Where's the gap? Oh geez, hang on. I can't lift it up high enough. See roughly what length they've mounted this at. So it's about that angle. That's right down. Okay, so what's it? How far off the bottom is it? Hang on, let me put on the bench here. See roughly. So you know what the... About 2 inches, guys. So yeah, about 2 inches from the bottom. And if I remember correct, I think it says online on the kit, it says online that it's roughly 2 inches. So let's go put this back in here. I probably could have done away with all this, a breather, because there is one here. But I guarantee, myself included, everyone's going to forget to unscrew that to allow for the air to breathe. And plus, if it's raining, which quite often does when you're camping, especially if you're camping with Brett Hooker, or of late, Steve and Annie from Soar Adventures seem to have the rain voodoo gods following them. Here we go. So, how awesome is that? So, instead of 7 litres, or in a lot of you cases, some of yous out there, I've only got like 3 litre tanks or 5 litre tanks. You can up it to 20 litres. So, and what I love about that, less mucking around with, you know, filling up, because no matter how you try, you're always going to end up getting some sort of diesel residue on your hands, and even after you wash it, stinks to bejesus. And so, but although the other day, that video, the short video that I filmed, I've got to make sure I don't forget this. I'm going to clip this in place over here, so I know where it is. I can see why they didn't clip it in place to fit inside the box. So, I don't know what you think about that, but how awesome is this? And it's got a very fine mesh. I don't know if you can see that. See that? So, that should stop. I need to cut my fingernails. That should stop anything from climbing up there and making residence in there. Because if you don't have that air hose, what happens, as you use the diesel out of this, you have to replace that mass, that area in here with something, okay? Otherwise, what's going to end up happening, I don't know what the suction power is of this, or you probably, your diesel heater's not going to work, not going to run eventually. Otherwise, it's just going to squeeze this in and suction this in. And you'd be amazed how much force that can apply when things like that happen. So be aware of that. So they've got an excellent solution here. Good quality gear. Very well made. I can see all the seals and everything here. So this is awesome. This is going to be absolutely awesome. This is going to be great. So I'll show you where it's going to go. Let's go for a little wander. Don't have to walk too far. And after this, let me tell you about the diesel heater. Was it successful? Was it not? For you guys watching live, you don't have to wait until I do another video edited. video. Okay, let's flick the camera around. Let you have a good look at that. Look at the quality workmanship in that. Trying to keep this focused. Okay. So that's your intake. And that's your outtake. So that will sit in place here. Alright. There's, you look down there. That's why I got a long lead here. Because I got to allow for this doobie whacker right here. So I've got to connect right there. So, yeah, that'd be awesome. I'll be able to have this turn around on that angle like that. It'll come out here and it'll come out this hole. And then I could run it hang on. So that's the outlet. What am I? I'm losing my brain here. Hang on, let me think. So that's the outlet. Ah, it's this end. I'm thinking it's this end. I've got to unstrip it, and I'm thinking, hang on, no, that doesn't work. My brain's not working today. It's this end. I basically got to disconnect that over there, or what I'll do is I'll cut it halfway over here somewhere, and I'll plug that up for the time being. But I'll use, although there is a cock there that I can close. That's the beauty of this. There is a fuel cock there that I can close this supply of diesel. You can see there is diesel there. That's already, hang on, see if I can get this closer to you. So you can see I've already been running it. There's diesel there, but look at the quality of that diesel filter. How awesome is that? That's the beauty when you go through with this AU Focus mob. And see the clamps, the quality of the clamps as well. Very good quality. And we'll look around here, and there's that fuel cock. You turn it on and off, and that's 7 litres. So that'll give me a choice of using either tank. So I've got to find some way to seal that up there when I'm not using it. That one there. Because you got all creatures and everything that, and also this is lockable as well. I know that's also lockable as well. There is a key, and it does come with keys. I love that feature. So, you know, honestly guys, there's it can be some nasty people out there. And you might be camping next to someone, and you might just make the barest, the smallest of noise, and then they'll start complaining, oh, they're so noisy, you know, these people are so noisy and all that. Or you're running your diesel heater next to someone as quiet as these things are. And let me tell you, this one is really quiet. That won't even seal down. How do you seal that? Huh. That just stays stuck up. That's weird. Was it easy to prime the pump? Yeah, going to talk about that shortly. Oh, look at that. Just lifting that up and down is just wearing out that. Oh, that's not going to last long. That's going to, one trip and that'll be history. That'll be gone. So, yeah. Okay. Well, the fuel cap's a bit shit, actually. So maybe just as well I got this. So there you go. So that's that. Now, interesting. This one's got the bleeder on the back. These are the same brands. How come these ones I bought Wow, Pro Quip. What brand is this? Is this Pro Quip? This must be a different brand. See if I can get the sticker off. It is too. This is a Willow brand. That'll be right. Holy shit. Hang on. Oops. Jeez, that's strong tape. So this is a Willow brand. This is Pro Quip. So seems to be a lot better. This is a prime example what happens, the UV light. I'm hardly putting any pressure on that. And that wasn't even sitting in the sun. That was just sitting under my awning at the back in a spot where it doesn't get any sun. And it hadn't been there all that long. So that is a prime example, guys, what the UV can do. So a lot of these cheap diesel heaters, they got tanks that's what will happen in no time at all. Australia, harsh climate, guys. So you got to be prepared. So one more look at this. Okay. Right, let's go have a little gander inside my camper and talk a bit about the diesel heater. It's a bit overcast day today. It's pretty heavy canvas in here, so it's probably a little bit dark in here. Let me put you somewhere comfortable so you are very comfortable on my 23 or around about 26 centimetre high luxury mattress. There we go. Does that feel better? Are you comfy now? Let me make some room here. I've still got some tools in here that I haven't moved, relocated. You'll need one of these big extensions too. Not expensive for your drill. Better put that in my pocket before I lose that. Okay. So I'll show you, hang on, let's set it up to how I normally have. I gotta get a hay fever tablet. So grab a seat. I've got a lounge chair on this side here and a lounge chair on that side. Don't you love my pillow covers? Home is where you park it. I've got another two inside that I need to move in here that's got different ride up in it. Making memories one campsite at a time. Eh? Don't you love that? And my pillow covers, these remain inside my camper all the time. What's this say? Happy camper. Happy camper. And that's me. I am a happy camper. Especially in here. Okay, so that's the lounge chair. It's the rear entry. Okay. You can see the rear entry is covered as well. I step inside. I've got the floor here, the carpet, got a step there, and then up into my bed. I've got storage in there, storage under here, and there's storage under here as well as storage on the outside. Window, 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 window. Yeah, very high. I can just barely reach the top there. So this is very, very high. So you can stand up, get changed in here. Freaking awesome, guys. Freaking awesome. Okay, So that's the lounge chair there, which also makes a bed as well. That's the output. That's where I located the output for the diesel heater. And that's the air input. So let's see if I can... Oh shit. Ow, jeez, that hurt. Some of that stuff fell on me freaking toe. Hang on. This is what happens when you go live. There. Let me deal with this stuff. I'll just leave it here and sort it all out later. Just move it out the way so let's make sure I don't lose anything. I'm going to put all this away soon. There's some rubbish here. Throw out the rubbish. Very important. Show you what that is first. Another thing, don't lose that. One of these Bundaberg brewed drinks, pink grapefruit. Oh, Jesus. Okay, move these cushions. So, now there is, I've completed the build, except I just got to find a spot to put the LCD panel. And we'll talk about that shortly. But let me see if I can lift this up enough to show you the completed install. So that's it. That is the completed install. That's the end where the hot air comes out. That's the end where the cool air comes in. So that there, what you saw there, right, let's go sit on this side. It's a nice comfy lounge. It's got, this is what I love. LCD panel. Okay. So, I'm thinking about drilling a hole next to the air input down here and have it running along here and then Velcro. Well, I don't know, that's not going to work, especially if I'm going to have the pillow there covering it. I don't know, we'll find somewhere. I might just have a patch of Velcro just there. I know you can't see. So be it. Hang on. And my head is chopped off. Is that better? And man, I can go and set up camp and look at this, how comfy. And I got a footrest here too. Oh, I can't tell you, oh, this feels good. It's been a big job. Okay, so 2 days ago, after I went live, the last live video, within about an hour, I had this thing switched on. Because all I had to do was, if I remember right, what did I have to do? Power, wasn't it? I was just left to connecting the power. I think there was something else too. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch the video when I edit it. But that's all I had to do. So I filled it up. And some of you are aware, I'm a bit far from the phone. Can you guys hear me? So I filled it up. And I primed it. So I wasn't sure how I was going to prime it. So I had a quick read of the manual. And I noticed there was that feature where you can set the remote. Okay, this remote that comes with it. By the way, this is the remote that comes with mine. Let me see if I can get up closer. Okay, so you slide this down and you got your on, off, up, down. Temperature setting. Good, you can hear me. So you can actually, there's a mode in there. Well, what you do when it's not powered on, I think you hit the start button and hold that down and it goes through these different modes. And then what happens is, I might fire it up while you're here shortly. And then what happens, so I think the fourth setting comes up to some mode, I can't remember what it's called now. The book is inside the house. I won't go and grab it now. But it's a setting there where you just turn the pump on and off, on and off. So I stood outside and it reached inside here and I hit on and I could just barely hear the pump. I know. And when they say that this is a quiet pump, they're not kidding, guys. They're not kidding. This is a really quiet pump. I could just barely hear it, just barely. And there was the faintest of ticking noise that people complain about. But then as soon as the diesel got to that pump, there's literally no noise. I noticed that ticking noise just went away. So you do not hear the pump. You do not hear the pump at all in this one. At least I can't. So how cool is that? So I guessed average, because remember I told you, and if you go to YouTube, you'll see videos of people that have actually over-primed them and end up putting quite a fair bit of diesel inside their diesel heater. And then when they start it up, there's just the most amazing white smoke just billowing out like it's unbelievable. More white smoke than when I do my cooking here. And you know that's a lot if you've seen some of the smoking cooking that I've done in the backyard here. So yeah, it was incredible. I didn't know if I was going to expect that. So I timed it roughly 3 minutes. So I turned it off in 3 minutes. And then I came inside and I go, that's it. So I sat here and I pressed the power button and I watched the screen and I watched. And I'll show you guys shortly. I'll turn it on and show you. Mind you, it's not cold enough to turn it on right now, so it'll get really hot in here pretty quick. So, and then bang, start it up. First go, guys. Start it up. First go. Perfect. And I thought, wow. So when it first started, it started in the manual mode where it's got 5 heat settings. So it's got heat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 being the fastest, 1 being the slowest speed. So at the slowest speed, well, the 2 slowest speeds, you hardly hear anything. You hardly hear anything. This unit is very quiet. So I was really impressed. So yeah, it's a lot better than what I expected, put it that way. And You got air conditioning mode. Let me talk about the air conditioning mode. I know a lot of yous out there are keen to know about the air conditioning mode. So let me talk about that. The air conditioning mode was awesome. Absolutely awesome. To the point that I am not worried at all that this is an ML instead of an MZ. Okay? Because quite frankly, it ran better than what the guys told me it would do. I was told by the guy who started AU Focus, and he sent me a message and we chatted one night, a couple of weeks back or something, don't know, it could have been a week ago, and I asked him the difference between the MZ and ML, and I asked, is it possible I upgrade? If I get the opportunity, I think I will still upgrade it. So I think that'll be this will make a good comparison between the ML and MZ. So maybe I'll see if the guys are interested in that, if they maybe be able to help me out with a discount or something. I'll have a talk to them about that. But I went in and set it on the air conditioning mode. So all you got to do that, and I'll show you later, is hold that power button down and for 2 or 3 seconds, and bang, it changes to air conditioning mode. Oh, there goes the washing machine. Geez, if I've been on for an hour, I was going to give myself an hour on this live feed because I got clothes to hang up and the washing machine is just finished. So let me try to speed this up. So it's the air conditioning mode. So I set it on 23 degrees Celsius. And also let me say, before I go further, when you first turn these on, they go through a self-starting mode, okay? So you're not going to get hot air blasting out straight away. Alright, so it starts and builds up. The glow plug starts, so it's got the glow plug. When a glow plug is on, it draws about 8 to 9 amps, noticed? When the glow plug switches off, I think at max it was around about 3-4 amps, might have been 2.5, I can't remember to be honest. But once it got to set temperature and it was just running slowly, it was only drawing about 0.2 of an amp. So it hardly draws any amperage out of your battery. It's only the first initial minute or two when the glow plug is on that it draws 8. It's roughly about 8.8 amps, I noticed on the amp meter. Okay, 8.8 amps. Which, by the way, they included an amp meter on this. If you watched that video before where I showed you how the installation, what it looks like under this lounge chair there, you might have seen an LCD panel there which has got the voltage, shows the voltage of the battery is connected to, but it also shows the amp meter there as well. So, but I don't need to rely on that because I've got the Victron shunt in here, so I can just go on my phone and it gives me a rough idea. But to single out any other, there could be an LCD screen or something else running in the background. I had nothing else running in the background, but I monitored the amperage that I was using through the amp meter it's on here. So I turned it on. Within a few minutes, started the warm air blowing. I was sitting over there where you are, it's blowing towards me. And I kid you not, within no time at all I had to move myself because it was starting to get too hot. And it just, full power, woof, just started up, full power, till it got to 23 degrees Celsius. Internal temperature in here at the time was 13 degrees Celsius. It was 13 degrees inside here. I turned it on, set the air conditioning mode, they call it, to 23 degrees Celsius. Within about, I think, I didn't time it exactly, but on my on my edited videos, I will have a timer and give you these specifications to the exact. it felt it was about 10 minutes. It took about 10 minutes to climb, and there was a fair bit of breeze outside. It was a cool, cold day that day. Okay, a couple of days ago in the afternoon, it was cold outside. It was cold, so it was 13 degrees inside here. It's about 10 minutes it rose that up 10 degrees. So it was at 23 degrees in here. And as soon as it reached 23 degrees, it slowed right down. Because this has got a thermometer in it. So that's why it's really important that you locate this in the correct area inside your camper, van, trailer, vehicle, whatever whatever you mount your diesel heater into, because it gets the temperature from this. Now, the guys told me, when I spoke to them about a week or two ago, that with the MZ, I mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again, with the MZ version, the latest ones, that currently only available on the 2 kilowatts, but I believe they are getting an MZ version very soon, probably within the next week or two, of the 5 kilowatts. So honestly, guys, and it's only an extra $100. There's a dump bird right here. It's a wonder it hasn't walked inside. It's sitting right there just watching me. One of those dump birds, those huge birds. Amazing. If it's not them, it's the magpies. Honestly, I've been sitting around the backyard at times, and magpies that come up and just land on their legs and just sit there. It's amazing. I don't feed them. Next door does. So they're very tame. I love them. I think they're beautiful birds. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, MZ. Okay, with the MZ, as I mentioned, that if you set it to 23 degrees Celsius, full speed, gets up to that, and then what happens when it reaches 23, instead of like this one, it just slows right down and just runs on a very low power and very low fan speed, and hardly just the tiniest little bit of warmth coming out. The MZ1 turns completely off. And when it drops 2 degrees below, so in this case, if I had it set at 23, obviously 23 minus 2 is 21. I think it is. Yep, 22 to 3, yeah, 21. Then it'll turn back on and whoom, run full power till it gets to 23. So, this one, he told me that it, for about 5 to 6 degrees below your set temperature before it starts again. I was not happy at that, so just for that there, I thought 100% I am going to update this to the MZ1. But when it got down to 20 degrees, I sat in here, when it got to 20 degrees, the thing slowed down. It's blowing. Just slowed down, and it's just very gentle for a little while, and then it just virtually almost switched off. It was so close. There was hardly any breeze coming out. I think it was just the fan spinning. Honestly, it's just the fan spinning. And it remained like that for about half an hour. And this was at night time when I tested all this too, by the way. This was at night time. So it remained at this really low powered standby, this mode. It was you could put your hand over here and you could still feel a very slightest of warm air, hardly anything coming out. And then I wanted to wait and see how long it takes, what temperature it drops down to before it starts up. Now, I've only tested this twice. Okay, I've only tested this twice now. And when it got down to 20 degrees, it started up again. So it's only 3 degrees under my set temperature, not 5 or 6 that they claimed. And then, poof, it started up. It started up gently, and then it built up, then full power, full speed, till it got to 23, which again took about nearly 10 minutes. And then I waited, and I waited, and it did the same thing. When it got to down to 20, it started up again. By that time, it was 10:30 at night, 2 nights ago. So I turned it off and then went to bed. Okay. Now, yesterday I didn't have a chance to do any testing on this. I had a full-on day yesterday, so I haven't tested it. So I'm going to run some tests now, and I'll bring the camera up close. So, yeah, it's freaking awesome, guys. It's freaking awesome. And let me tell you, it's toasty warm. Oh, another thing too, this is something you're going to be aware of, and I wasn't aware of this, but when I first started it, there was a strong, disgusting smell in here. I'm thinking, what the heck is that? Am I getting fumes in or something? And I thought, no, that doesn't smell like diesel fume. It was a strong plastic or some type of oil burning with plastic burning smell. Luckily, after about 5-10 minutes, well, probably more like half an hour, it's virtually just gone. It's gone. So now the smell's not there anymore. Well, I hope so. I'm going to fire it up and test it shortly. So someone told me when you first boot these up, they have oils, etc. and so on, and it's just got to burn in, everything's just got to settle in and that, so you get these ridiculous smells. Now, some of these cheaper diesel heaters give you this smell all the time, and believe me, it's disgusting. And I've seen reviews online where people are talking about this, and they're wondering, why does it stink? It's like this burning plastic smell. Of late, a lot of the cheaper brands that you buy on eBay, they drop the quality further with some of the accessories that you get with it. And the beauty with the AU Focus, it's got all the good stuff. You know, you don't have to spend any extra money on getting new fuel lines or upgrading the tanks or upgrading the fuel pump to a quiet one. Well, a lot of yous are, and in the end you end up almost virtually spending the same money. So you might as well, just in my opinion, just go and support these Australian guys here and down in Melbourne that seem to be doing a really good job. 2-year guarantee, and if you have any issues, you got someone you can call and talk to. Okay? You won't get that with the Chinese ones. And you get a excellent manual. Guys, you think that these guys are sponsoring me? Alright? They haven't given me anything. I've paid full price for this. Alright? I paid full price for this. I never contacted them. I only contacted them after I bought it. I haven't even told them that I'm a YouTuber. So I'm going to contact them and let them know and see if we can do something and deal with this MZ one. So see what happens. Otherwise, I'm not really, to be honest, I'm not really overly worried about it. I am very happy how this one is running. And plus, I've heard a few folks in here was telling me in the last live video that the new one with the Bluetooth is quite a few problems on it. A lot of problems. And I did some research last night, and I also found a new one comes with the clock, and the clock is out by 10 minutes every day. So you got to reset them. So this is probably more reliable, more simple to use than the new one. So I don't know. But hey, I got no guarantee you go buy the ML version, it'll operate the same as this. Because from what I see, it seems to be operating very similar to what they explain the MZ is. He told me it don't turn back on till it's 5-6 degrees below what your temp setting is. Mine 3 degrees and it fired up. And I tried it twice and it did the same. And in fact, we can't really do it now because it'll probably take... It's a little bit warmer, although it is cooling down. I'll probably have to wait half an hour before that happens, and I can't sit here for half an hour. I've got to hang me washing out. But let's bring... Actually, can I... Hang on. Yeah. It's a big camper. I could just barely reach the other side. green. Let's turn it on. This is all you got to do.
Power on.
That's it. Sure, I haven't turned it on since 2 days ago. This is only the third time I've turned this on. So it is going to, it's in air conditioning mode. You can see it's set to 23. Is it set to 23? What's it set at? 22. Oh, there you go. Okay. So it goes through a startup cycle. So you don't get warm air for about, you see the pump is starting now. I cannot hear the pump. Nothing. I hear nothing. I hear nothing. No go, nothing. Dead silent. A lot of people complain how noisy the pump is. Look at that, dead silent. Are we going to sit here for 3 minutes, 4 minutes and wait till this fires up? I suppose so. There it is. I can see the lights flashing at the bottom, so it means the, there it is. Oh, now I think it's pumping now. So you can see it's air intake showing it's going to air intake. Should come up shortly, if I remember right, soon. There'll be a flame indication on there that indicates the glow plug has started. So hopefully that won't be too far away. Let me see if it started blowing here. Yes, I can feel air blowing on my legs. Ah, there it goes. Just fired up. That's it. It's fired up. And this is exactly pretty much what it did after I primed it for 3 minutes. So, there you go. Is this showing back to front? Does that look like 22 or does that look like 55 to you? Let me change the lens. Let me change to a better lens. Oh, hang on. The lens is filthy. Excuse me, sorry. Let's give this a clean. Now she's starting to blow hot air out now. I can feel the hot air's blowing on my legs now. Now, okay, it'll just keep running like that, alright? And eventually the glow plug will go off after about, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 minutes or so. Now, she's starting to run. Now, okay, so that's how that is, alright? If anything interesting happens, I'll show there. Now, let's put this back over here. Now, I got the 5 kilowatt unit. Let me tell you, it's powerful, guys. She blows some air. It's blowing a shitload of air right here now. That is unbelievable how much air. I hope it doesn't overheat my phone. But I can already feel the warmth building up inside here. And it's probably, I don't know, it is a cool day today. There's a cold breeze blowing through. Got the back door open. So she's almost on full pout now. Now, I can hear the air blown out here. Alright, I can hear it. So it sounds like a fan. Alright? That sounds like a fairly loud fan, nothing too exaggerated, because it's on full board, and that is really hot now. I cannot literally keep my hands on that. That is so hot. So now I can go on here. If I click on the info button, it tells me it's already 22 degrees inside here, guys. Because as I mentioned, it's not as cold. So this is going to shut down shortly. So it's already 22. You can click this info button once, and it's showing me now it's 22 degrees in here. So I can imagine when it reaches about 23, because it's set on 22C, that should any moment start to slow down now. In fact, to me it sounds like it's not running at full speed. So I can't hear the muffler. I don't think it's at full speed, because if it was, I could hear the muffler the other day. So I can't hear the muffler. All I can hear is just air blowing out through that. But when it drops down and you put it down at a slower speed, you can hardly hear anything. You hardly hear anything. Particularly if you got it located, like I can't hear anything under this chair. All I hear is just air blown out here. Alright? I can just barely. Mind, I've got the door, and remember the muffler is located underneath me, pretty much right underneath me, and it's directing out in that direction. I can't hear it. But if I go outside, I will be able to hear it. Let's go outside and see before she shuts down. The phone is hot. I can definitely more so hear the muffler now. I don't know if you can hear that. Now, bear with me, guys. The phones, when I'm not talking, this phone will amplify any noise that it can find and make it sound like a freaking jet. So it's probably not as loud as what you can hear. Yeah, I reckon that's running at full power. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm standing about 1 metre away. And what does it sound like? I don't know. I suppose it probably sounds at full power. I'd say it probably sounds like I'm camping next to someone in a caravan with their aircon on, running. Okay? But as soon as I go inside this, even though it's just got canvas, alright? Even though it's canvas. Oh, and by the way, I can't smell any fumes. I cannot smell any fumes, and it's blowing my way. Yep. So, maybe just barely. So, it's awesome. So go inside. Once you go inside, it's amazing how well insulated this thing is. So, and, well, she's toasty warm in here. So I'm surprised it hasn't shut down yet. Let's go sit in front of the hot air. So, ooh. Now, there is no carbon monoxide. As you can see here, 0. Out of interest, curiosity, what is the temp now? 23. 23 degrees, so that should drop, that should slow down first, but let's go hold this in up near in front where the exhaust system is. So I don't think there's any concern whatsoever. See if that picks up anything, if that sets off a loud alarm. I can feel the heat of the exhaust coming out. I can just barely smell the fumes. But there's no monoxide. There's no carbon, guys. I'm sure we would have, if there was any there, we would have picked it up by now. This will be the test. I can feel it blowing the, nothing. So it looks like where I got that muffler located is fine. It's fine. So, but I'm always going to have this inside. Whoa. Feel the heat as soon as you... Now that burning rubber smell that I spoke about is virtually gone. Now I can hardly hear anything inside here now. So obviously this is fairly well insulated on the base here. So wow, that is so hot, that air coming through there. What is the temperature? And so this is setting 23. All right, thought it might have. There it goes. Here it goes. It's slowing down now. So it just hit 20. Oh, sorry, wrong camera. So it's just hit 24 and it's slowing down. So it looks like it's accurate to within 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. Well, I suppose it's understandable. So she slowed right down now. Now she's almost come to a stop. It's gradually slowing right down. So it reaches, so that's all you do, reaches, but that's the temperature of the unit. Currently 212 degrees Celsius. So that's how it gets hot. Okay, that's how hot it is in there. So scary stuff, isn't it? That's a lot of heat. So that's just blowing air, cold air over that, and it comes out hot. And let me tell you, it's freaking hot. It's blowing on my legs. So those cool, cold nights, because it's switched off, you can see it's starting to lower down in temp now. So it's running really slow at the moment. So waited till it got about 2 degrees up above of what my set temperature was. Battery's on 12.5 volts, and there it is there, set at 22. So there you go. So you can see she's still fired up, she's still on, but it's on a very low. Now I do not hear anything at the moment. I do not hear a thing. And the other night, it was, guys, let me sit on this side here because it's a bit too hot over here right now. So the other night, Yeah, I had to sit on this side away from where the hot air was blown. So if you're outside and you're sitting around a fire and it's got ridiculously cold, your hands or feet are cold, you know, this thing I believe's even got a timer. I haven't checked yet, but I believe it's got a timer so you can set it to come on at a certain time of the day. So you know you're going to plan to come back in here about, I don't know, you're out the side talking to some mates, you know, 6 p.m. You had your dinner, 7 p.m. or whatever, it's too cold, have this set to automatically turn on about, I don't know, 6:30, half an hour before you come in. Probably even 10-15 minutes before you come in is enough. And you'll come in and this thing will be blasting nice hot air and you just get your hands in the front and you put your feet on the front and you'll warm up in no time, eh? So, right. So you can see the heating mode has actually switched off. So what has happened here now, because now it's at its temperature, is only the fan running. See that? It's only the fan running because there's no indication of flame there as such. And I don't even think, not even the pump is running. If it was pumping, those lights would be flashing along. So I didn't realise that. They didn't explain that to me. So it virtually, the MZ one, it actually completely turns off. This one's still got the fan running, but in this mode, it's still blowing some hot air out there. Even at that low speed, there's some really hot air blowing out there. But remember, that thing is still, even though it's not on, that is still, let's drop down to 131 degrees Celsius. So not long ago it was 212. So it's dropped down to 129. So it cools down real quick. So, and I know right now it's only drawing probably about 0.2, less than 0.2 of an amp. It's drawing at the moment, at that mode. So, very economical way to run it. So yeah, it's awesome. I'm going to try and see if I can sleep in here tonight and see how it goes. But I'm going to switch it off now. Now, when you switch these off, so all you do, let me see, it's 25 degrees Celsius in here now. 109, the unit's 109, 12.5 volts. So it's still blowing very hot air coming out. It's very low power. I cannot hear anything. At no stage could I hear the pump. Nothing. Even when it's running at full power, I did not hear the pump. And that seems to be the biggest complaint that people have, is the noisy pumps. Tick, 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 tick. There is no ticking noise. No ticking noise on this, guys. No ticking noise. There was just barely a ticking noise when there was no fuel in it. Once the fuel got to it, the pump, it was silent. I could not hear the ticking noise. So, yep. Mind, if you go buy these pumps separately, they're $100. They sell them for $100. So if you got one of these cheap Chinese ones, it's got the noisy pump that you can't stand, you're going to have to go and spend $100 to get a quiet pump. So, there you go. So the difference is, now that's virtually, there is hardly any breeze. I can just barely feel the breeze. It's still warm air coming out. That's probably going to remain like that for the next half hour until it drops down to about, I don't know, be interesting to see. I don't think it's going to drop down. It's pretty warm in here. It's going to take a while before that drops down. But that'll be something I can test tonight. Last night would have been perfect. We had a really cold night, but I was knackered, guys. I was knackered. I couldn't even stay awake at 5:30. I was in bed really early. I had a lot of sleep to catch up. So I'm going to try to sleep in here tonight if I can. Meanwhile, I'm going to, but I've got to hang my clothes up now, so I might call that short. But let me check any comments here. Oh, we got a few comments. Hi, Phil. Hi, Phil. A few people. No, I'm not having you on about the $10 haircut. That's all she charges. Man, lady, doesn't matter how much hair you got. It's the same price, $10. Every Sunday morning at Shalom Markets. Susie Allen, I got till 2:30 and I've got to go to work. I don't know. What's the time? Actually, got me watch on. Ah, it's 3:19. How many litres an hour? I've got no idea yet, Gypsy Joker. I haven't even monitored how much fuel. I opened it up before and had a quick look, and I saw it was still almost full. And I ran it a fair bit two days ago. Hi, everyone. Hi. Hey, Troy, how you going? Hi, mate. G'day, everyone. Guys, was it easy to prime the fuel pump? Yep, extremely easy, guys. A lot easier than I thought. A lot of these YouTube channels make it sound like it's very hard, but it's not. Not if you got the right info. Ivan and Lisa, how you going? Enjoying your videos on diesel heater. Awesome. That's it. We don't have too many on today, but that's okay. Hopefully we'll get some more watching later on. And how long we've been on for? 82 minutes. There you go. So, bit of a bonus for you guys that's able to join me live. You see the unit in action. Now, it's still on. I forgot it was still on. Temp is still 25 degrees Celsius in here. It's just maintaining that. It's just a very gentle. Hardly. There's still warm air coming out of that. But I can hardly feel it. And it's maintaining the 25 degrees. What is the current temperature now? Hang on. It's 22 degrees Celsius. What does it feel like? It's 22 degrees Celsius at the moment, so feels like 22. It's down to 13. So, yeah. So, although I've got a nice cool breeze coming through here, and it was definitely a lot cooler in here when I walked in here, but right now it's beautiful, nice pleasant temp. It seems to be a nice temperature around that 22 or so. So it's still on 25. So the other night when it was on 13 degrees, well, actually at night when I was testing it, to see how long it took before it started up again, I think it was a lot colder than 13. That was 13 was like when I first started it up. And so the temp would have gradually dropped down. So my guess, it probably would have got down to about 11 or 12 by the time I was running those tests. It was certainly nice and cool outside. And yeah, it seemed to hold the temperature for nearly half an hour before it started. And as I mentioned, when it dropped down to, I did have it set to 23, so I dropped it down to 22. In this case here, this thing probably won't start again until it drops down to 19. And I think it'll be a while before that happens. Maybe it'd be interesting just to leave it switched on. Just come back. I might do that. I'm going to leave it switched on and just come back occasionally and see what she's like in here. Leave this monitor over here and see if at any stage it picks up anything. Let me run a test. I'm just testing the monitor just to make sure it's working. So it's working. That'll reset it. Oh, jeez. Inspect that. Jeez, that's loud. Wait till it's should go back to 0. There it is. All right. So I think that's how you test these, isn't it? Isn't that how you test these? Should there be... Oh, there it is. It just flashed. There's an operate light that occasionally flashes on and off. So that should indicate that all is well, shouldn't it? Don't know a lot about these. So... if you look closely, operate light eventually will flash. I don't know how long I'm going to sit here to do it. I'm not going to wait. I saw it flash before. So I'm going to see if that picks up anything. It just flashed now. That'll be right since to take away from the camera. Alright, so it's still 25 in here. The unit is now, itself is on 63. And that's one more advice, if I could give another advice, is that... I'll just set it right here. Is that when you turn these off, whatever you do, do not turn it off by a main switch or turn power off your battery, because you will destroy your diesel heater. This is really most important news. In fact, I'll probably do a separate video just talking about this. So it's very important when you turn it off, you turn it off by the LCD and don't turn off the power to it, because it's got to go down, because mate, this thing could be running over 200 degrees Celsius. So if you just turn it off like that and the fan stops, you're going to destroy it. Apparently it just wrecks it. So the fan stays on to cool it down for about 3-5 minutes or so. Could be even longer. So it's very important, if you've got a separate switch and you want to turn the power off it, do not do that until it's fully has completed its shutdown process. So that's still blowing some hot air through there, warm air at this stage, but it's very slow. It's almost, you could almost say it's switched off, and that's the difference with the MZ one. It actually does. The whole thing completely shuts down. And then when it gets 2 degrees Celsius below, it then starts up. So I'm going to leave it run and come back a few times through the day and see how long it takes before she'll start. I don't think she'll start up again until tonight, once it starts to really cool down. What's it in here now? It's still 25 in here, and the unit's at 56. So, as I mentioned, make sure you let it go through the shutdown process. And another thing is, it's a good idea, before you should go through the shutdown process, particularly if you've run it overnight for a long period, and it's running on really low temp settings, they say it's a good idea to run it at full power for about 10-15 minutes, even longer if you can, or maybe not every night. They say if you do this at least once a month, make sure you run it at full power, full power, and that'll burn out any carbon that might be still left, any soot that might be in there. It'll go a long way in helping to keep it clean inside. Apparently it's another tip that I have learnt about last night, so that I've read and seen on some other videos. So there you go. I'm going to leave it at that. Still 25 degrees in here. As I mentioned, it's 22 degrees here right now. So actually, I've got a weather station just at the back there. I could go on the on inside the house and it'll tell me exactly what the temperature is and what it feels like. So there is a steady cool breeze coming through here, but just that gentle, it's hardly even on now. It's hardly on. And yeah, no, it's awesome. Works great, guys. Thumbs up. Double thumbs up. Really happy. Works a lot better than I expected. Now, especially if it starts back up again when it drops down to about 19 degrees or so, it should boot up and run in full pout till it gets to about, I don't know, 22 to 25, whatever. So, and I'll be really interested to see if it does that again. So, right, any more comments? If not, then I've got to go. How's the diesel heater going, Phil? Oh, Terry, I just sat here for the last hour and a half talking about how it's going. You'll have to rewatch the video. Hi, Terry and Phil. Hey, Rob, how you going? Australian Camping and 4 Drives. Good to see you on here. How are you? Great, thanks, Terry. Everyone's chatting to Tim Ryan. Yep, I'm all good here, Terry. Couldn't be happier. Very happy person. I am. I'm so happy. I need a shave. We'll warm up quickly when the camper is closed up, Phil. Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it. She certainly will. So far, when I've been testing it, 2 nights ago, I still had the back door open. That's a big door. And I still had that back door open. I was just worried about carbon monoxide. I wanted to run it with the door open. And if I sleep in here tonight, I'll sleep with a window open. I'm paranoid. I want to make sure I wake up. Although, even outside, it didn't pick up any carbon. We've got another message here. The messages don't stay up long enough. Too easy, mate. We just had some lady at the shops jump into our car and demand to take her to Harvey Bay High School. Huh? What? Going to do a little more on our camper. Awesome. Just had some lady at the shops jump into her car and demand to take her to Harvey Bay High School. She must be on drugs, Terry. I wouldn't take her if she just jumped in the car and demanded that. Shit, you don't know what she's going to do. Especially, best bet would be probably to take the keys out and call the cops, mate. Get out the car. Take the keys out. Tell someone, call security, and call the cops. If someone did that, that's what I'll do. That's not normal. You don't know what she's got with her. She could have a knife or anything, man. For someone to just jump in, she could be on drugs. She's probably spaced out, got no idea. She reeked of smoke. Yeah. Drugged out big time, man. Pull the keys out. Get out the car. Call the cops. Call the police. Tell someone. Can you get to shop security, please? And then get on the phone. Call 000. Kept repeating herself. Yeah, nah. Call the police, mate. Don't take any risks. These freaking mad idiots that's on the drugs and that, you don't know what they do. It's on the news every day. You know, they go pull a knife out or something on you. Out of the car. Take the keys so she doesn't jump in and drive off. And call the police. And let them deal with it. That's their job. Call 000. They'll be out there in a jiffy, mate. They'll be out there in a jiffy. wouldn't be able to get there quick enough. So do that and let me know how you go, eh? So, yeah. Yeah, I hope you're still not in the car. Definitely out triple O. Out triple O. Go behind the car. You are home now. Okay, did she get out the car? Yeah, if that happens in the future, just get yourself out of the car. Look after yourself first. Take the keys out if you can. Get out of the car and call triple O. Guys, that's what they're there for, eh? That's what they're there for. Okay? So for situations like that, because that could have turned so bad, eh? That could have turned so bad. There's a lot of idiots. There's a lot of idiots around the world nowadays. Drugged out. They've got no idea what they're doing. So, why in the world she wanted to go to school, she probably doesn't even know. Terrible. That was the excitement for the day. It certainly was, by the sounds of it. Not the sort of excitement that you want. It's like my haircut. Geez, it looks really short, doesn't it? It's a 1.5 razor all over. I love it, Mose. I love it. It got to the point where I had to start brushing my hair. And it's been years since it suits me, yep. Yeah. It's been years since I've ever had to use a brush. And I was starting to brush my hair the last few days. And I thought, geez, it's awesome. I love it. It's great. Yep. My ear's a bit colder. But it's like an air conditioning point and keeps my body cooler. Actually, not at the moment. Oh boy, I forgot this was... Man, I keep forgetting that this is actually on. I can't feel any air coming out of that. Is this amazing? Have they somehow stuffed up with the ECU in this and put the ECU in it that belongs in the MZ? I thought that was not possible. No, it's still on. It's still showing the fan spinning, but I can hardly feel. Just barely, the barest of amount. You can just barely feel the air coming through that. So it's 24 degrees Celsius at the moment. So the unit's at 39 degrees Celsius. So it cools down pretty quick. But yeah, let me repeat again. If you get one of these, you own one of these. Do not, whatever you do not switch it off by a main switch to turn the power off on it via battery. Always switch it off first at the LCD panel, particularly if it's just been running on full power. Okay, because it'll be over 212. So if you turn power off it when it's at 212 and the fan switches off, you're going to kill it. Apparently it just burns it out. I don't know what it does. So, geez, bye-bye, goodbye, hooray, you know, up for a new one. You got to buy a new one then. So don't do that. So just switch it on and off via the LCD panel. Now, this is a forward folding camper trailer. I still don't know at this stage where I'm going to locate this. It does not take a lot of pressure to push that to turn it on. So be wary of that. You guys in a caravan, you probably won't have any problems. But if you're in something like this that folds up when you close, say I got it sitting somewhere here, it folds up, a pillow lands on it, hits that button, it'll start up. And it's not like you got to hold the button down for 2 or 3 seconds before it starts. You just go plank like that, real quick, and it boots up. So there's a safety feature, guys, AU Focus. If you're watching, That would be an awesome idea if you actually can set this up so it'll only turn on if you can hold the button down for more than 4 seconds. But even then, in that case, I wouldn't trust it. Doesn't take much force to push that button down. No, I'm just pushing this one down here, showing 24, 38, 12.6 volts. So, very easy to push. In those conditions, in those situations, I am going to put a switch in that battery compartment. So before I fold it up and put it away, I'm going to hit the switch and turn it off, or I'm going to pull the fuse out. So there is a fuse in there, so I'll pull the fuse out. I haven't put a switch in there at the moment because I need to upgrade the battery in here. The battery that comes with the unit is pretty much kaput. As soon as I get a load anything above about 10 amps, the voltage drops down to as low as near 10 volts. So I think it's the original batteries that have been in there. Now, I might be able to pick up a 200 amp hour lithium battery for review. There's a company out there that may be going to give me one that I'm waiting to hear about. So hopefully I'll have that within the next week or two. And then that's going to be mounted in here. I checked, it will fit. That's going to be mounted in here, and then I'll be laughing. But it does mean I'm going to have to upgrade the AC charger in it, because the AC charger it's in here now is only compatible with your lead acid batteries, AGMs, etc. So I'm probably going to be on the market. I don't know. Rob, you're watching there. I want you to give me a deal on a really good AC charger. Do you have something that's 40 amps? If you can help me out with that. Wait to see if I get this battery first before I go on any plans. But see what sort of deal you could do for me from Kick-Ass. I'm going to look at Kings as well, see what they got. I don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a battery charger. I also don't want to buy the cheapest of the cheapest of the cheapest. I still want something that's going to be fairly good condition, that's reliable. So yeah, I need to update that if this deal does go ahead. Fingers crossed it does, guys, because I can't afford to buy another battery now. Not after buying this and doing all the maintenance on it. So yeah, what is the temperature now? 24. So it's still maintaining 24. How cool is that? So I'm going to leave it on, like I mentioned. Okay, that's it. This is a lot longer video than I expected. And as I always do, pillows look good, Phil. They from Timu. Yep, they are, Terry. They are awesome. I got another 2 inside the house. I'll have to put them in here. Alright, so looks like I caught up with all the chats. So until next time, guys, cheers. Alright, and I'll do a proper edited video some stage soon. I've got other videos that I've got to edit. I got a video on the ARC 750. I had to replace it under warranty, and I explained why. And I show in the video how to install the ARC 750s. I got a video on the hot water system. I got a video on the plumbing when I replaced all the plumbing. On this, they're all sitting on a computer waiting to edit. So as I get a chance to, I have to go on there. Got lots of videos I need to edit to upload. So guys, till next time, cheers. See yous. Thanks for joining. Bye.